our salvation. Behold the wonder of grace so free. Behold the blessing of true forgiveness at Calvary. Behold the answer.
My name is Cindy Hoverson, and I met Muia last summer while we were in Africa.
My name is Peggy, and Muia is the child that we support through the Tumaini organization.
My name is Rick. Got to meet Muia this last summer when we were in Africa, traveling there with Tumaini.
My name is Stanley Mutunga. I am the founder and CEO of Tumaini International Ministries, and Muia is one of the children that is sponsored through Tumaini. It's a Christian organization that sponsors children who have been orphaned through AIDS, lost one or both parents to AIDS. And so kids are recruited through their respective communities, and that's how Muia's name came to our
Behold the mercy that makes a way. Behold the promise of perfect healing at Calvary.
To be honest with you, I think I was more than sad. I was actually a little angry. And I'm not sure who I was angry at. God, the extended family, the churches around there, the government. I was just, it didn't look real that a family would belong to nobody.
I had received a call from Rick and later read his blog on how everyone was affected, and I was devastated because I was sitting at home in this two-story home and looking at how high these ceilings were, and my kids were so healthy, and knowing that our child that we're supporting, the devastating conditions that he was in was just too much, and we had to do something.
We were at Muia's house, and we were just kind of looking around. There was so much despair that people would live like this, and that we all live here in the U.S. and we all have so much. And so I always told myself, and all of us always say to each other when we're there, that we never want to forget. We don't want to forget the things that we saw and the things that we were part of.
Where we saw the conditions where he and his family lived. I mean, we had to go down an alley, which is about 1.5 feet wide, back to a little courtyard that was shared by, I think, 4 different homes. And their home is about 8 feet by 8 feet, shared by the 7 of them at the time. So that affected us, but probably what affected us even more was seeing the reaction that the Tumaini staff had, because they see thousands of kids, and even then, when they saw Muia's situation, it really affected them, and that's when it really hit me.
He came up with the number of $8,400, and at first I was excited, and then I heard that number and I thought, okay, now what are we going to do? We have to do something. And at that time I was training with Cindy. I was just training for fun. She was going to run the marathon, and I wanted to get to know her and fell in love with her, basically. And so the next time we're running, we're talking about Muia and this plight, and ever soft-hearted Cindy and creative said, why don't we do the marathon for Muia? Yeah, that's it. Let's do it.
I talked to Peggy Lynn about us maybe running this marathon. And so we just started training, and it's been a great experience for both of us. Just being able to have somebody to share this experience with. Every mile that we've run, all up and down the streets, and everything that we've done. And so when we're running along, so many times I think of all those kids there, and I think of Muia and I think of his family, and I think the greatest thing of all of this is how I feel like I have been so blessed that I can feel like I'm just doing a small something to make a difference in Muia's life.
Definitely, without a doubt. It meets the immediate physical needs, but it's also a spiritual ministry that we are doing.
Yes, I do, because I feel like if all of us, if everybody does their part, everybody does a little bit, then it makes a big difference. And so I know that this will change Muia's life.
You know, Tumaini is about hope. And I think part of that hope is just when they realize that really strangers from across the world would do something that doesn't make sense, that it would give them hope, that they would start to ask and wonder why we would do these things and come to know Christ.
And I know it's going to make a difference. When we met Stanley and Rose, I realized, you know, they've given their lives to this, and they're real and humble, and that we had an answer that we could do to change a whole family's lives. And I think it's possible.
Any kind of donation, prayers, any of those things will help in changing his life.
This whole idea for the marathon is anybody can sponsor $1 a mile, 26 miles, or for both runners it's $52, just to contribute. And the whole idea behind that is the more people who can contribute financially, the more people who can support this effort, at the end of the day, when we have the land, when we build the home, we want to be able to tell Muia and his family that 500 people from across the world care enough about you to have done this.
Well, Tumaini's mission is bringing hope where there is no hope. And our focus are children who are being orphaned through AIDS, and obviously by extension the immediate families. And so when Peggy and Cindy came out to do miles for Muia, it really fits with what we are trying to do, bringing hope to families that otherwise have no hope.
Behold the answer for all the broken. Behold the mercy that makes a way. Behold the promise of perfect healing.
We are running for the forgotten.
Please support Miles for Muia.